We're already live. Yeah, we live now. I'm gonna give Solibs a couple minutes here. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Do what? What's going on? Grizz, if you could get your missus to hop in on the stream and see if the volume's coming through all right.
You know what? Yeah, you know what it is. Sorry. This wouldn't be a Griffcast without,
Oh no,
technical difficulties?
Here with some technical difficulties.
Actually, gotta turn you guys down a little bit. You're peaking hard. Peaking hard. There we go. All right, so we are live on the Facebook. Let's check the YouTubers.
Just as a forewarn, the kids are at one of their friends' houses, so at some point in time, depending, I might have to go and pick them up in the middle of the show.
Nah, fuck them kids. Leave them there. Make them walk home. It's good survival skills. Can you tell which one the North Star is?
You are hearing everybody? Awesome. Awesome. I finally fixed it. All I had to do was start bypassing all my mixers. Cool.
Which we're at some point in time, we're coming through, and we're gonna redo that.
Are we coming out balanced? Like, am I drowning them out, or are they drowning me out, or vice versa? Either one. You know what I meant.
If TCP is over everybody else, then that's perfectly fine. That's what we're all here for anyway.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, well, I'm just not going to check Twitch because I don't have my phone on me, and I don't know where it is.
Already?
No, they want a code to log in, and I'm just not about that life right now.
Aren't you using your phone as a camera right now?
No.
He's using Logitech.
Yep. I've been using the Brio for a minute, bud.
I don't know. Sometimes I see the little kitty flash, and I don't.
Oh,
just
TCP
don't know.
can be turned down.
That's me.
Damn it.
That's normally me. That usually the kitty shows up because I still have yet to get a webcam. I honestly, I really want to get like a DSLR. I really do.
I do too. But even like the cheap ones are expensive as hell.
Yeah, like on the low end. This is not even with the lens. It's like what, like 14 or 1500.
I've been thinking about getting like a 4K GoPro.
That's
overkill.
I'm still looking for my GoPro. If I find my GoPro, it's game over.
Yeah. I think if it's one of the older GoPros, you have to run a secondary program to use it as a webcam. Because you have to basically jailbreak it to make it happen. But once the GoPro company figured out people were doing that, they actually made it a feature.
Community support. We love it.
Yep, that we do. All right, let me grab. Oh, hell. This wire's going to drive me nuts tonight. I can see that now. I'm going old school with a headphone jack out of the PC so I can hear everybody.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm not Bluetoothing. All right, we good? Ready? All right. And here we go. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Griffcast episode 100, the Mature Nerdy Podcast for Immature People. The show where we talk about any and all things nerds, from video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science, up to and including... I forgot what I was going to say here, but welcome to the show.
Black holes.
Almost had it.
You have one follow you everywhere you go.
Not sure if that's a compliment or an insult. Definitely an insult. It's cold-blooded.
No, it's just reality, buddy. All right, we're going to jump into this. I don't know. Are me and TCP the only like big drinkers here? Big drinkers, beer enjoyers, beer enthusiasts.
I like beer, I just don't drink a lot.
Yeah, I drink on occasion, but not very often.
Yeah, like I'll get like a 6-pack and like milk it for like a month.
I'm pretty sure I'm Bender, and if I don't have alcohol in my system, I will shut down and die.
Yeah, that's it's not good. It's not good.
Or is it staying efficient?
See, the funny part is I used to be the same way, then I quit and I gained 100 pounds.
It's efficient.
But if you get the chance for a one of the top tier companies, Sierra Nevada did a Imperial Stout. It's actually really damn good.
Oh, I think I've had it.
The Narwhal.
Sounds familiar. Yeah, I mean, Sierra Nevada does some good things. I'm not really drinking the greatest of greats right now. I'm just kind of...
I figured I'd save a couple of these. Yeah, I was on vacation this last week, and I'm like, I'm having a couple of nights where I'm getting a few drinks in. And I'm like, I'm saving a couple of these for the show.
Smart move.
Yeah, I mean, they are like 10.9 APV. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, how's everybody week been?
No, not too bad.
Everybody's week been. Let me try that again.
Didn't even know you said it wrong. I don't know. It's been a blur, man. Like I don't know which day is what day. I only know today is Sunday because of all the football.
Yeah.
It's hard to find my weeks.
Last week, I was working Tuesday thinking it was Monday. And so forth and so on. I'm sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, today's Thursday. And they're like, no, today's Friday. What?
Yeah. Sitting there on Tuesday, like, it must be Friday.
See, that week after Christmas is always that week that time loses, because everyone's just like, what did I do the week after Christmas between that and New Year's? What?
Yeah.
People are traveling, they're talking to people, they're cleaning up. They don't know what day it is.
Yeah, and I just realized that it's currently New Year's Eve. Oh, man. We should have done the show at like 11:30 tonight.
No, because I will probably be asleep.
About that.
Yeah, I will be too. Because I get the joy of going back to work tomorrow. Yeah, it's been fun though. Like I got sick halfway through the week and was milking the flu for a couple of days, and I'm a little bit better on the up and up right now. Hopefully, we'll get some alcohol to burn it out, and then
Stay efficient.
yeah. And then gonna go find my kid. I'll let my wife go find my kid because I've been drinking.
Losing the child is another way to stay efficient. Because fuck them kids.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry.
I caught it early. It was doing the echo thing again.
The only thing that I see that we see all the time on your camera is that periodically it just flashes green.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's doing it. But it's always done it.
There's like all the technical issues on your side.
Yeah. And I would do a rebuild, but I'm broke, so.
I mean, we could just do a complete reinstall.
I could, but I got to find my Windows. Then I also need to get a M.2 drive in my PC. I don't have one of those.
Say what?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Like
I got an expansion slot with 2 M.2s on it.
Yeah.
so using. That's it.
What?
I was just gonna make a joke about like how many M.2s I have. I just use them to stir my salsa when it starts, getting stale. Just take them and just.
Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me.
Not bad, man. They were cheap not too long ago, man. Like you could get like a 2 terabyte for like $100, and I was like,
I mean, what you can
that's
get,
some
there
good
was
stuff.
they had, I forgot where it was at, but they had like a 4 terabyte for like, I think it was like $80. But it was an SSD, but it was like an external one. So more than likely, all it is just you just pop it in and then it's good to go.
Yep. I know Walmart had them, the Phantom Blacks, for fairly cheap.
They need to hurry up and make the Gen 5s. They
Yeah.
need to release those. Have they come out with Gen 5s yet?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it too much.
They said they were going to start releasing them at the beginning of last year, and then they never did.
I do actually have to turn you down, TCP.
Leave me up there. I'm special.
You are, in fact, special.
Helmet and all.
I should go get my helmet.
Oh. But, all right, let's start diving into all this BS. Everybody have a good holiday?
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, spent way more money than I wanted to, but it was good.
Always spending money.
Yep. Got the kid a dog. And that was the only, oh, sorry, we got the kid a puppy. And that was the only thing that we spent money on this year. So.
That is
As long as you know
gift.
it's not going to eat walls.
Yeah, I mean, there's
shoes.
that.
Eat walls, shoes, stairs, rugs, chair legs.
Bro, you need to
does
take a
all
picture
that?
and show them.
Oh, I took a picture. I don't have my phone on me. Anyway. But I'll send you guys later. Huh?
Like I think I told y'all a couple shows ago that I ended up getting a therapy dog for my dog, and then the therapy dog started getting anxiety and just started chewing upstairs, chair legs, carpets.
See, the puppy does that, but the puppy weighs 1.5 pounds.
No, but he does it when you're not looking or when you're not there, so you can't stop it.
Yeah,
Just be careful where you step, Griff. Just be careful where you step.
Yeah, yeah, it's.
If you have wood floors, you need to turn your lights on before you walk on them. I'm just going to tell you that shit now.
If you have brown carpets, watch where you step when you have brown carpet.
If you have plush carpets, period, because that top layer can get all dry and just, oh.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
The puppy does avoid coming into here to do its business. Like it stepped in the door, walked to the edge of my carpet, started squatting. I went, ah, and it like took off running while peeing. So there was a stream down the hallway, but it wasn't on my carpet. So
let's just follow the trail to figure out where it came from.
My wife's dog would do that all the time. He wouldn't even stop to pee. He'd be in the house. He'd be like running around and he'd just pee. Just leave a little trail wherever he was going. There'd be a little spotty trail on the hardwood.
Yeah, when they're little puppies like that, you gotta take them out like at least every 2 hours.
yeah, we're like every 30 minutes.
Puppy bed.
Yeah.
we're trying to do the leash training and the crate training. Oh, I mean, the thing, it's only been with us for like a week and a half, so we don't really have anything to show for it yet.
Gonna take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much time.
Yeah. But like the thing was a little shit today. The wife and the daughter went to her parents for lunch, and I stayed home so I could work on, getting this back up and running again. Because I did make a few little adjustments, and apparently it didn't fuck up that end, but it fucked up this end. And anyway, I stayed home, I made myself lunch, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to feed the dog. So I feed the dog, and the dog starts sniffing around. I'm like, all right, you need to go out. So I put my lunch down, took the dog out, did nothing, brought the dog back in. Like I was out there for a good 10, 15 minutes. Brought the dog back in, sat down. The dog rips a loudest fart I've ever heard out of a dog. And I'm like, okay, it's time to go back out. So I put my lunch back down, pick up the dog, go back outside. It does nothing. Bring it back inside. I finish my lunch, turn around, and there's a big old puddle behind me. I'm like, you shit. This went on like this for 2 hours. It would piss somewhere within 5 minutes of coming back in the house. It's been fun. But it does behave very well in the crate. We can mostly sleep through the night. She'll start whining about 6 o'clock in the morning and get my wife out of bed. But cute as a button little thing. It's a cockapoo. So it's Cocker Spaniel Poodle.
Oh, that thing's gonna be small.
Yeah. It's a teacup poodle with a Cocker Spaniel. So it'll max out at 20 pounds. And that'll be probably fat.
Is that a dog? Is it just a cat?
It's a cat.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife and daughter wanted a forever puppy.
Okay. I understand that. My wife pulled the same thing on me. It's cool.
Yeah. I was trying to find a dog, and they wanted a puppy. We got a puppy.
They wanted a puppy. I wanted a dog, so we compromised and got a puppy.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to being a married man.
But anyway, let's jump into this. So, 1 and 2 go together here. There have been some leaked Sony documents stating that their remasters sell really well. And my one argument to that is, have you released anything that's not a remaster? If all you're giving people to buy is remasters, yeah, they're going to sell well.
Remasters of older games have a better chance of being good than some of the new shit that's coming out.
There's that too. Like they've had how many flops this year?
What? I don't know. None?
Like Redfall came out and we're like, man, this is bad. What a way to start the year. Luckily, it's not going to get any worse.
I thought you were talking about
And then,
Sony
like-
specifically. Carry on.
Then was it December? We had the day before when the company went 4 days later.
Day before, Gollum, all that good. That was this year. All of it was this year.
Jesus.
All original ideas. Man, why did the original ideas have to fail so hard? But
It's because it's
the
like
sequels.
No. What's original about Gollum? They already had a model they could have gotten from WB Games. They modeled the dang thing in Shadow of Mordor.
I mean, but let's be honest though. When have you heard anybody excited about a remake or a remaster? Besides,
all the time. It happens all the time. Like the Spyro, fucking Crash Bandicoots. All the time, man. People are still losing their minds over the fucking Last of Us 2. being remastered. Yeah, it's a blatant cash grab, and some people are like, this is stuff, it doesn't need to happen. But then there's also a gigantic portion of the community that's like, oh my god, finally, I needed to play this again on the modern consoles. I needed it. And I'm just like, come on, man. It's not necessary. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna buy it. But I'm only
I'm sorry, but I think a remaster of The Last of Us 2 is their only chance to break even on it the first time.
I think no.
I think that the production on that game was super bloated. I think that they're not telling you that they had to spend a lot more than they needed to.
They still sold tens of millions of copies for that game, and
how many copies did they actually sell on that one?
And at the time, it held the record for the most Game of the Year awards across the board. What are you talking about, my guy?
The Game of the Year awards for that one was all political bullshit.
Yes.
It was all identity
100%, because every time there was a fan choice, it was, what was the name of the game?
Last of Us 2?
No, it won 0 fan choice awards. It was the Samurai game.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Which I will play 100 times before I ever touch The Last of Us again.
I do remember waiting a long time for The Last of Us 2, and then playing it, loving every single bit of it. And then Ghost of Tsushima came out, I think it was a month later. I completely forgot The Last of Us 2 even existed.
It was really good.
Yeah. Completely dropped it from the memory banks. It was gone.
You know what's funny is...
So let's be real with each other. Last of Us 2 sold 10 million copies. That's correct. You did 10 million copies. The first one said 37 million.
It's also had a decade longer in 4 other releases, okay?
And it was a lot better game.
I'm not saying it wasn't a better game.
That'll do it too.
I'm not saying that it wasn't a better game. Yeah, The Last of Us 1 was definitely a better game. But The Last of Us 2 is still up there.
It's just not a good game. It was hyped. Yeah. That was the thing. It is the peak of Sony corporatism. Because here's something I will complain to Sony about. I want to play a game. I don't want to watch a movie. Can I please get a video game where I don't have 30-minute cutscenes every 20 minutes?
That I will vouch.
Well, that reminds me. I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 the last couple of days.
Cut scenes.
Wow.
Cut scenes.
Man, you can take a piss in the middle of a boss battle in a Final Fantasy game.
You'd be perfectly fine. Just let it rock and roll, man. I honestly did that.
It's funny because back in the day, cutscenes were the reason you would play a Final Fantasy game. But nowadays, it's a little different.
I remember the beginning of Final.
Go ahead.
In the beginning of Final Fantasy, you would watch a cutscene and it would end, and you'd play your character, and all you would do was take 10 steps and mantle one ledge, and then walk right into another cutscene. I was like, why did you even have me do that? Why did you even have me do that?
I will say that so far, I have been thoroughly enjoying Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know why I didn't get far, and I didn't get very far.
I've been trying to power through the story, and I'm relearning the hard way. You do not power through a Final Fantasy game. Oh. This is a straight beeline single player RPG. This is more linear than Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah, it's pretty linear. Can I break an illusion for you that's gonna make you really mad?
What's up?
It's so dumb. So the cutscenes made me mad, and then also the traveling in that system and in that game. So you would fast travel to a point, and then you'd make your way through the environment, battling enemies, battling foes, going through the story, and then you would reach the end of the level, and then you would then have to fast travel to where you were going. And I was like, why did I
deal with that?
Oh, you have to do it every time. Every time you get to a new stage, you have to fast travel there. You go through the stage.
Yeah.
And then you complete the stage, and you're supposed to be at the next stage, but then you still have to fast travel to the next stage. I was like, why would you do that?
I can see that a little bit, but
why would you add that in there?
I can see that a little bit, but overall, the story is Game of Thrones meets Dragon Age Origins. The gameplay is, it reminds me of, I texted Grizz about it. It reminds me of a 3.5 Magus or Pathfinder Magus, a little bit Devil May Cry style. And then like it's just all bookended by amazing kaiju fights. Like,
So it's just big dumb fun, which is something that you just don't get in a lot of American video games anymore. Nothing is big dumb fun anymore.
the voice acting is really actually the voice acting is honestly surprising due to the trailer. I don't know if you guys remember the trailer of Everything's Chaos. It said chaos like 16 times.
I can't remember that.
That seems like a Japanese game thing. So yeah, I mean that tracks.
I'm probably a good solid 25, 30 hours in, and I haven't heard the word once. It's a lot of fun. Is it Game of the Year worthy? No, but it is fun.
Well, we already know it's not Game of the Year worthy. It wasn't nominated.
Fair enough.
The music, though.
The music is on point.
The music was banging, and I'm glad it won music.
Yeah, because it definitely the music catches you off guard, because you'll go into like this epic boss battle, and then all of a sudden you get like the Latin chanting over heavy metal, which you can't go wrong with. Yeah, because like it's not like a Dark Souls game where if you start hearing Latin, you're about to have a bad time. I don't know. I've been having fun with it. But yeah, anyway, do we really care about remakes anymore or remasters? Remakes, I'll give or take, as long as they stay within the parameters of the original. Remasters,
I think it just depends.
Yeah.
Well, for the amount of money that they put into them to give them to us, I'm sure they sell really well. I mean, it's like the found footage movies of video games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably super easy. Just slap some new paint on it, and then still sell just as many copies.
Like, honestly, at this point in time, it wouldn't surprise me if they remade E.T. or remastered E.T. and it sold well.
That would sell just because it was one of the worst games ever, and people would want to buy it just to see it.
Yeah.
I played it the first time. No way.
But yeah, so with all that going on, apparently Hogwarts is on track to be the best-selling game of the year.
Oh, I saw that one coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know people who never played video games who are getting consoles to play Hogwarts.
They probably reached a lot of people.
The Switch version was the second best selling one in November. It was only beaten by the Super Mario Brothers.
Really?
Yeah. It's the second best selling Switch game in November.
That's actually surprising. Excuse me.
Something new, something... Actually, I can't say that. I was about to say that. There's no Magic games. Yeah, that's not true. But,
Didn't they have like... Wasn't there like some sort of like wand that you could get and use as a controller?
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that, but that'd have been cool as shit.
Yeah.
Like if they had like the you know how like Call of Duty's got like the Premier Edition. If it comes with all like extra stuff. If they went through and oh, bro, if they did that and then they're also like, oh, also included, and they did, or actually, what if you bought the Elite Edition? They just didn't say anything at all, and then you got the package and it came with the wand, bro.
I know many years ago, back when we had a Harry Potter game on it. I was working at Toys R Us at the time, and if you got like the big edition, it had like one of the little Wii covers, looked like a wand. And like some of the people were freaking out about it, like, oh man, I want to swing my wand with Harry Potter, but the game was terrible, so it didn't matter.
Honestly though, I think more Call of Duty would probably bring in more players if you could get like functioning guns from the collector's edition.
Ooh, yeah. Not like fully functional CP. Like
No, I mean fully functional, like go second, you know? Like,
that's America as fuck. That's
right?
America as fuck.
Right? You know, like $1,000 special edition, get a saw.
This modern warfare now endorsed by Heckler and Koch.
Yeah, did you get the Glock edition or did you get the Smith & Wesson edition?
Right? Like, how America can we get with this, you know?
I'm just kidding. I'm about the FNH edition.
Which one gives me a P90? I just want to play with one of those.
Oh shit. Yeah, FNH. Yeah, P90 is made by FNH. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so before we get, flagged on the FBI watch list, go for it.
Yeah, so Wild, an engineer, someone that's a lot smarter than me, was able to build a wand and program it with the button controls from the controller to play Hogwarts Legacy.
I can see
Wow.
that.
that's awesome.
I can see
That's
that.
pretty cool. And they also Hogwarts Legacy. I didn't know they released a custom controller, a PS5 controller. It looks badass as shit too. It's black and gold. I
Bro,
want it
you already
now.
know that wand is probably like a smooth. Like if you were to manufacture, that thing's gonna be at least 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'll send you the link that I have.
I don't know. If you could get a license to make them,
You know,
that'd be a nice
honestly,
custom business.
JK would probably be behind it. Just have to fight with
sure.
Nintendo. Nintendo would probably sue him into the freaking ground.
Oh,
you-
of course.
If you
Wait a minute, that actually comes true. Like, why is Hogwarts Legacy not on the PSVR?
because it's not
Those
a
have
VR,
wands. But it could be.
it could be. And
It's
they
got-
may port
You
it.
use the wands. You use the wands.
They may
Maybe the
port it.
next one will be.
Maybe the next one will be.
Yeah.
I was actually watching a video on Hogwarts Legacy today about how, because they made just so much fucking money off of it, and after they finished the Switch port, that they had a lot of free resources. I guess bandwidth is where I'm looking for. A lot of bandwidth with their resources to be able to just shadow drop DLC for no reason.
Oh, nice.
Because that was the big thing. Like even before the game came out, they're like, "Yo, we're not releasing DLC for the game. Nah, no DLC, no DLC." And then someone was just like, "Oh well, God of War, didn't have any DLC planned, and they just dropped DLC out of nowhere." I think Valhalla was planned DLC though. They just didn't advertise it. They just didn't broadcast it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play that yet. That might be next on my list.
It's good. It goes by quick if you're really good at the game. So I mean, you'll get your money's worth out of the time.
Yeah. I'd probably have to do a complete replay. No, I would just because.
Okay, well, if you want to do a complete replay to understand Valhalla, then you need to start with God of War 1.
No, I'm that's not, anyway. I hate your face sometimes. All
No,
right.
I'm serious, but that's the coolest part about it. It doesn't matter. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, but I'm not paying for PlayStation Premium to go back and play classic games.
You don't have an old PlayStation that can play PS2 games, and you don't have the game still?
No,
What's wrong with you?
a lot
You got all that
of things.
stuff. Get all that stuff in the background. You got you got Wookiees and Chewbacca's, figurines, but you don't have a PlayStation 3 that's backwards compatible with PlayStation 2 and still have the PlayStation 2 games.
No,
It's messed up, man.
actually, I do have a PS3. I do have PS3 laying around. But
I'm kidding. I pay for premium, and I just streamed it.
yeah, I'm not doing that.
I do have the PS3 though. I just don't have the games.
Yeah. Is
Sorry,
the
I'll
PS3
start backing
backwards
this up.
compatible to 2?
If you have to have the very first gen, like the
Like
Like
I
the
got
very
the
first
one that
gen.
looks like a fax machine.
the Fat Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fat Boy, and does it have the chrome front? It has to be
Yes.
the Fat Boy with the chrome front.
I think it is.
Okay, then you're good.
Then I'm good. I just need to find the discs again. All right, so I'm about to get whited out here just because apparently this website doesn't have dark mode. Um,
I'll stop calling my guy Casper.
so
Damn, I thought I was the pale one. What the hell?
I turn a light on. Shares in Chinese gaming giants tumble as the CCP imposes strict new regulations and spending limits. So, the two companies that are mostly impacted are Tencent and
NetEase.
Yeah.
Oh.
They lost a nearly $80 billion in market value just from the preliminary of these new regulations. And as pro-consumer gamers, like, we'll hear these things and be like, yay, good for you. But at the same point, let's see, where is it? The one thing, though, that kind of worries me is that Fat Shark is under Tencent because Riot Studios is owned by Tencent. So the one game that would be affected by this would be Darktide. Anyway, let's see, where was it?
Tencent owns owns a lot, actually.
It does. It does.
Whole bunch. Makes me feel bad about my gaming knowledge. I didn't know who they were, like, a couple years ago and how much they own.
I think that was their what they were trying to do. Let's see here.
Not be well known for owning the most gaming studios.
Yeah. One, because they're, a Chinese owned company. Let's see here. The requirements would require them to store their servers in China, which would prevent luck-based draw features. That includes loot boxes and gacha games.
Wait, that sounds like a bonus, though.
It does, and especially offered to minors. They would enforce spending limits, so players couldn't spend more than a certain amount of money in the games.
That sounds like a bonus for parents.
And they would stop daily login rewards.
That is not cool.
So
None of that would affect me in Darktide. That's the thing. Like, okay.
it's...
I have bought Aquilas for Darktide. I admit to that, but like, it's once in a blue moon, and it's been forever since I bought it. And like, I'm not one of the whales, so
Yeah, like, can you wheel out in Darktide outside of cosmetics?
just cosmetics. There is no, you can't buy power. It's just not possible.
Yeah. Then, the only thing
You
that
can
would
get some fucking sexy drip, but you cannot get any more power.
Yeah, the one thing that would worry me there would just be forcing them to maintain the servers in China. Like all Eastern access to it would, or Western access to it would become choppy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only thing I'm worried about on that aspect. Let's see. This new one I thought was
Then
kind
there's
of
the
fun.
question of, do I want to connect to a Chinese server? I don't think so.
I imagine America would be mostly against it just because it allows them better access to users' data, especially American user data.
I mean, they already have everybody's data, so
Don't know what's going on behind the
Look,
scenes.
I don't want to hear it. You use TikTok. I deleted TikTok.
they already got you.
TikTok.
If you installed it, they got you already, man.
I never
That's bitch.
installed it. It came with the phone. I deleted it from the phone.
You bought a phone that came with TikTok installed on it?
Yeah, they pushed it on the U.S. cellular phone that I had.
Well, that definitely sounds made up. If is U.S. Cellular a company? They should have
Yes.
been able to do that because the U.S. especially when they were hard.
It was one of their little proprietary things, like like every phone comes with YouTube and Facebook and blah blah blah.
Also, remember where all the phones are made.
There you go. There you go. Pieces of fitting, ain't they?
Like they've got everybody by the balls already. It's just they can't keep themselves afloat. So what are they going to do with it? Because I mean, outside of blackmailing our politicians, which please do, you know, what are they going to do with my data? They can't make my credit score worse.
Self-burn. Those are rare.
Hang out with me more often. My existence is a self-burn. But yeah, so like, you know, little Joe Schmo like me or, you know, redneck Becky down the street, it won't affect us any. It'll affect politicians. It'll affect governors. It'll affect senators. Like, those are the people that they want the data for.
They're playing video games, though? Are these people playing video games?
I mean...
There's that one guy that wanders around the Senate in, like, sweatpants. He probably plays video games, but it's probably, like, GTA.
Yeah, the guy from Pennsylvania.
There's a senator that walks around in sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They actually had to make a law to make him...
I'm not making a joke.
Yeah. They had to make a law in the Senate floor to make him wear a suit to the Senate.
I mean, yeah, I know you're not making a joke because if I saw that, I would vote for him.
Here's the funny part. He nearly died of a stroke on his way while he was campaigning and still won.
Sympathy.
Sympathy votes.
It was also Pennsylvania. His running mate was Dr. Oz.
He had a doctor on the tour and still almost died of a stroke?
No, his opponent was Dr. Oz.
I thought you said his running mate.
Wrong choice of words.
Yes.
Hang out with me, that happens a lot.
If you're a senator, you don't really have running mates.
Was he a senator or was he
You don't have vice
Congress?
senators, do you? Same difference, you don't have vice congressmen. Representatives.
Trying to remember what he was running for. All I know is they had to make laws to make him put on a suit to go to work.
You just show up and like, I'm not working today, bud.
Yeah, like the first law they tried to pass, though, was like Casual Friday so that everybody could come to work in sweatpants. And then that got repealed and it was replaced with you're a freaking professional and you're a representative of the people. You could put on a freaking two-piece.
It's funny though, because he's like they propose a law and they give it to him. He's like, ha ha ha, I'm the one that approves the laws, you dumbasses. Veto. I mean, I know it doesn't really work that way, but still, it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was like the one law I agreed with that it's been passed from that area. Anyway, before we go down that road, all right. So this was a fun rumor. So apparently NVIDIA has their 5000 series ready to go. And they're talking about a Q4 release if AMD does good.
Why does AMD have to do good?
Because they're tired of losing players to AMD. And yeah, they're tired of losing consumers to AMD. Because people have been abandoning NVIDIA in droves. One, they left NVIDIA because they couldn't get a GTX card.
I think it's very easy to get a GTX card. It's super
nowadays.
Easy to get GTX cards.
Now it is.
No, even
Not for a while. It was not.
Okay,
even when the 4000 series released, it was so easy to get a GTX card. You can get them used. You can get them.
Here's the reason that I go AMD personally is I will sacrifice 20 FPS for $1,000 off of my bill.
Touche.
Yes, I will admit NVIDIA cards are 100%
They
better.
weren't Yeah, they're better. It wasn't $1,000. I mean, they released the RTX 4090, and it was only like $500 more than the 7900 XTX.
20 frames does not make $500 for me. I don't know about you though.
It wasn't 20 frames.
Then
Probably a
also,
lot. Then also
the AMD graphics
yeah,
cards work better with AMD processors, and AMD has been knocking it out of the park on their processors recently.
yep. Where were you throwing that? Sorry, I'm over here.
Who's playing?
It was. Don't worry about it.
But anyway, yeah, the theory is that they're worried that AMD is going to make too many waves this coming year, and if they do, they're going to drop their 5000 series in Q4.
I don't think so. I mean,
Okay. Also,
I'm happy for AMD. I'm happy for AMD doing good, but I still think that Nvidia still has the vast majority of the market.
they do,
And
they hold like 65% of the market. But also, AMD cards haven't been catching fire. AMD cards haven't been data leaking. AMD cards have not been bricking processors.
that we know of.
But we definitely know about it with NVIDIA.
And you're talking about you're talking about the catch and fire one, and that was like 50 cards. It was only 50.
Okay,
And
it's
like
50 people that switched their processors afterwards. Well, let's say it's 25, so half of them only did it. But everybody told somebody. Well, if they tell 10 people and one of them switches, word of mouth will kill you. That's the problem. It's not just the guy whose processor catches fire. It's all the people he tells.
If you're still selling
also-
20,000 units,
also,
100
do
people
you
is
know
not really that.
How many PlayStation 5s have you heard of actually breaking because they're vertical? There was that massive report that went around.
There's just one guy.
Yeah,
There's just one guy. And he's the one that fucked with it.
My wife has now sent me 3 links to separate articles about that being vertical.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You should lay it down then.
no. Because I know that I'm not that one guy. Actually, you know what? I say that and it's liable to just catch fire right now. But
If he said that shit and all of a sudden something in the background goes kapoof, I'd have been like,
Cloud
man,
of smoke out of the back. We're like, yep, there it is.
this man tempted God one too many times.
yeah, I say that, and Final Fantasy 16 has twice overheated my PlayStation.
It's
You
overheated
found-
twice.
You got a warning that was overheating?
No, it flat out black screened
Oh.
twice, and then I got a third one with a warning.
You sounds
it
like
was
you need some
all
better
in
air
one
circulation in your
spot.
room.
It was in one spot in a cutscene in Final Fantasy 16. Just one cutscene did it.
Do you have any ventilation in that room? When you game, do you have the door closed?
No,
Is there a fan?
no,
Wait, so you have the door closed? You do have the door closed?
no. Door's
the
wide
door is
open.
Okay.
Door's wide open, and the air intake is right outside the door. And then that little circle thing you see right there,
Looks like a light.
that is not the light.
It's a
That
vent?
is a vent.
Oh.
So air comes in that vent and out the door.
You mean out? You mean it comes out that vent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is air circulation in here. It's horrible while I'm streaming because, I had these lights on. But outside of that, yeah.
Side note: his carpet feels amazing.
It is nice
Like,
carpet.
Like I will say, like that type of carpet, you walk in there with. You literally, once you get to that room, you literally take your shoes off and your socks off, and you just walk on it. It's orgasmic.
It's nice. Except for it won't last long. It won't last long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which means I'm going to have to move all this furniture to get the carpet out so I can put in new carpet at some point in time.
It's a fear, having to move everything.
Yeah.
A big ass bed.
It's honestly the only thing I'm worried about moving is my desk.
Damn it, I'm about to get fucked.
I would do. You know what I would do? I'd put that bad boy on. Attach everything to the desk, and then just put wheels on the bottom, so you can just roll it in and out.
That's not a horrible idea.
See, so like power supply. So all you have to do is just plug up one plug, one or two plugs.
I already do that.
Then perfect. Then throw some wheels on the bad boy.
Like
you get
I
wheels
have-
on freaking Amazon.
My power supply is bolted to the back of the desk.
Oh yeah, then perfect. Throw some wheels on that bad boy. Good to go.
Yep. All right, what happened with CP?
CP got Thanos snap too. Man, this is like the third time. Thanos must really like this. Must really like him.
He's still in the chat.
You're supposed to change clothes off camera.
Or he just turned his camera off. He's good to go.
Yeah, I'm still here. Why don't y'all just mind your own business?
See, look.
I mean, he said he was about to get effed, so
We go to the adult websites after the stream, sir. We don't do that during.
just make sure you have it on headphones. So
Make sure
all
you
right.
mute it.
So for our 100th episode, I figured I have to go back all the way to our first episode and talk about Anthem again. All right, so Anthem actually did pretty good. It sold like 50 million copies. But because of the company's other titles, it was considered a flop. Now, it was technically a flop on the player side of things too. The game will always hold a special place in my heart, but
Okay, you misquoted the crap out of that. It's 5 million in sales.
for one console. It did a lot more on PC. Because you also got Steam sales, EA sales, Epic sales.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it because I was like, I only saw 5 and like, wait, 5? Shit, the hell?
Yeah, it did it fairly well, but its parent company also owned Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA. So all in all, according to those other titles, it was a flop from their parent company. You look different. Why do you look different?
Me?
I see. I see what you did. Yeah. All right.
She was dying, so I had to take care of it.
All right. Let's jump into something though that actually is exciting. Henry Cavill's Warhammer is greenlit. Like they are finalizing the contracts now.
No, they've already finalized. Games Workshop did the full release. They have signed everything, and now it's in their motion. So,
I don't know if I should be overly excited for this or not.
well, I think that depends on whether or not Henry Cavill has negotiated himself full creative control. I think if that has happened, then I think you can dance in the street all you want.
Yep. It also depends on his
think they-
budget.
He does have full creative control, right? I mean, it's his baby. It's his brain baby.
I know, but like, you never know how much Amazon's gonna be like. Well, we're footing the bill. We get this much say, and we're gonna say blah.
The one thing though, that I'm worried about is what point in the story are they going to drop?
There has been some discussion online. Some people have just kind of said, "Well, tell the stuff that everybody already likes," and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, what do you start with? The Horus Heresy?
Yeah.
That's going to be a long thing to go through. People aren't going to understand what the hell's happening.
Yeah. Like, honestly, the
You
first episode.
you need a condensed movie to really kind of show the setting to people.
That needs to be like an hour and a half long, condensed animated movie of just a timeline up to the first episode, and they need to drop the exact same time.
Why not drop the 90-minute movie? Like a day before, a week before. Sorry.
because the animated movie will just be a lead up to what the actual show's about. And you need to have the first episode of the show there so that people know what's coming.
I don't think that would sell, though. I don't think people are going to sit through like 90 minutes of prep.
I would, but I love 40K, so.
You like 40K, but I don't think it's going to go like you want it to. So
No, it won't.
I think you have to throw them into shit. I think you have to do a 90-minute movie told from the perspective of one of the actual Imperial Guards of watching gods walk past you and shit explode.
And also, like, does he do it from multiple perspectives, or is he just Asteres? You know, or is he going to be one of the was it the Grey Knights?
Oh my god, that's one of the Astartes.
Then you got
a lot of chapters.
Then you got, what is it, the Horus sisters? Horus? No, that's the Horus Heresy. Was it the sisters?
No, you are talking about the Sororitas.
That's it. Yeah.
The Sister Sororitas. The closest that a female is going to get as a space marine in the setting, I hate to say.
And they kick ass, so.
They do. They are fucking awesome. So it's like, it's not really a consolation prize.
they kind of like earn that shit.
Yeah. Like they scare Inquisitors. Like that should be enough for you.
Yeah. And we're speaking French to everybody else. There's like, what?
I don't even.
Yeah, the Inquisitors who were just like, yeah, I'll kill whole chapters of Space Marines who cross me. They don't care. The Sisters of Battle start looking at them funny, and they're like, well, I think I'm going to go like in the other sector for a little while. They're kind of just giving me the eye.
Well, I'll send you a lore video just so you see what we're talking about.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find one that's kind of like condensed down a bit. The Warhammer 40K universe, the great thing about it is that the whole thing is over the top. Like there is no holding back. If there's something you could think about in a sci-fi fantasy setting, it is in Warhammer 40K. The Inquisitors are basically Jedis without lightsabers, and some of them have lightsabers. Then you have what's that one race? The Tyranids. They're basically the Borg.
You will be assimilated.
Yeah. Then you got the Necrons, which are just old undead humans that don't want to die. The king of what's he called? The Sleeping King? No, it's the Golden Throne.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
Anyway, the god of his name was Horus, wasn't it?
Horus was the favored son of the emperor who betrayed him.
Yeah. Anyway, the emperor is also basically a corpse on a golden throne, and that's of the good guys.
And they have psychics. They're called psychers. They can do all kinds of crazy, weird stuff. And they need about 1,000 of them a day to feed to the corpse of the emperor to keep him just alive enough to keep the beacon that lets people travel safely through space lit.
Yeah, like
so they sacrifice the souls of 1,000 people a day so people can travel.
Yeah.
It's kind of hardcore.
Yeah. Things happen for the orcs because they believe it. We put checkered flags on our rocket ships because checkered flags make it go faster. And it does.
No. Checkered flags don't make it go faster. Red make go faster.
Red make go faster. That's right.
Red make go faster.
Yeah. And it's simply because they believe it so hard that it is actually true.
Yeah, they'll just put paint on something and it will literally go faster. Because fucking orcs.
Yeah.
That's an additional 20 HP.
Basically. All right. So, and I'll try to find a condensed lore video, and we'll put it in Discord. All right, so EA has potentially learned its lesson a little bit with its developers, and they're actually going to let their developers use whatever engine they felt like is best for their project. Because like how the EA forced that company to use Frostbite for Anthem, which would have worked a hell of a lot better on Unreal.
Sure.
And the cat's back.
Give me a minute. I think my kid's here. Hold on.
I see you made them walk home. Told you.
Oh, did you find one? I'm about to watch that when we're done here.
Yeah, that's a channel that does a lot of Warhammer lore. So if you want to watch Warhammer, that's the place to go.
Right. And I will never personally play the tabletop game, only because I can't afford to.
Oh yeah, no shit. Like, oh my god. It's $100 for 4 little figurines, and the figurines can,
Yeah.
like, they have points attached to them, so that you may not be able to field them all. So you might buy $2,000 in figurines and be able to use $400 worth of them, and it's like, why?
Yeah. If you look up the starter box, I think it's $200, and it gives you 2 micro armies, so you could play with a friend and learn how to play the game. But yet the core rulebook is like $75, and they come out with a new version twice a year.
You might as well invest all that money into drugs.
I mean,
I know in Europe it's huge. In the UK, like all throughout there, it's enormous.
so
I wouldn't mind playing the tabletop. That's not the figurines. It's just like the role playing game. But
Right.
I ain't gonna paint like 8 million little fuckers. It ain't happening.
yeah, like honestly, I wouldn't mind running I need to know more about the lore, but I wouldn't mind running a campaign with Savage Worlds using the that one system, because Space Marines are glitter boys.
Can be fun.
Yeah, and we're once again speaking gibberish to everybody else. Me and Gris tabletop together, so we've been tabletopping together for like over a decade. All right, so Larian Studios just went and dropped 6 more endings that people have found within Baldur's Gate 3.
How many do they have to begin with?
That right now I believe is like 12 to 15 that have been found.
So wait, they already had 12 to 15, and then they added 6 more?
Like with the 6 more makes it like 12 to 15.
Jeez.
Oh, okay, never mind. So they already hit 6 to 8.
Yeah. But they won't say exactly how many there are. They'll just say, this is how many people have found. And I'm starting to wonder, is Larian Studios going to end up being the baseline for single player RPGs? They have 2 back-to-back major successes with this style of game. I'm just talking about open. I'm just talking about
what we're looking at is a new Bethesda with tighter. How do I put this nicely? They have actual quality control on what they put out. It is Bethesda with quality control. That I think that is why people have latched onto them, because people are so sick of Bethesda. They're tired of a game that doesn't work when it launches.
And my thing that I think is hilarious is Larian Studios is just like, we're going to make a game that we're going to enjoy, and as long as we're not working on another project, everything that we do is going to be improving that game we just released.
My problem, or my fear, I should say, with Larian is that 2/3 of the people that were working on that game when it started are not there anymore. I worry that maybe some of that magic isn't there anymore now, and that like when they go to make something else, it's going to be that, oh my god, what happened?
Now the question is, did they leave Larian or did they leave Baldur's Gate?
Larian, I believe.
That'll be interesting to see. And the two games we're talking
Because
about is Baldur's
the
Gate
shift
3
should be
and-
noticeable at Act 3.
Okay. I need to get back to that game at some point in time. I do
too. I just haven't gotten there yet.
I just got to find like 350 hours to set aside.
Only 350?
Yeah. Like, it is an open world game of open world games. It is not high action. It is turn based, but everything in the game is open. Everything is a choice. If you're going to do this or that, it's a choice. And you don't know if kicking the kid that stole your apple is going to be a good thing or a bad thing 20 hours down the road.
Oh, I would hate that. Oh, I would hate that.
Like, it's that in depth. It's almost to the point of, how did they come up with a game with this in depth in what, 3 years? No, it was longer than that. It was like 6 years. But still,
Yeah.
How did they come up with a game this in depth in 6 years?
But yeah, some of the game does feel like they want you to go through it and experience how badly you can do it one time before you can figure out the thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, combat's like that sometimes. Like, you just get your butt kicked. It's like, oh, I should have done this. Let me respawn and hope I didn't save too long ago.
Quick save.
Yeah. This is one of those games where it's quick save, quick save, quick save. Walk 5 feet, quick
I always
save.
feel like a save scum when I do that. And then, like, and end up needing to do it. I feel like a save scummer.
See, my problem is it's either I'm saving every 5 minutes or I'll go 2 hours and be like, when was the last time I saved?
And then lose so much.
So much. Because I'll do something that I regret and I'm like, okay, I need to go back. And I'll load my last save without saving. And I'll be like half an act back and I'll be like, what the hell just happened?
I would like for something like that to be kind of the more baseline.
Well, when you say something more like that, how do you all actually mean? Do you mean like
We just mean the
first-time
in-depthness.
view?
An in-depth, thought-out game, and not just here's some quirky things that can happen, but here all the NPCs can't be killed because we don't want you to kill
Yeah.
them.
Are you saying that video games nowadays don't do that? There's other RPGs where they, I think it's so dumb. I mean, I guess some people do like that stuff, but they just have so many, I guess how do you say, pages of lore, like, all these like, articles and pages that you can pick up, and they're just like, pages long, and there's like, thousands of them to collect and read them. I'm one of those people. When I start a new game that I'm very interested in, I'll sit there and I'll read them, and then after like 4 hours of gameplay, I pick something up. I'm like, I'm not reading all that.
I'm not a big fan of having to read stuff. Like, if you're going to give me, especially on a PlayStation, if you're going to give me like a 30-minute cutscene an hour, then you need to be giving me all the information that I need. I don't need to be reading.
What do you want, man? What do you want? You don't want
I
to
want
read.
to play the game more and
all the
watch it
things.
less.
You don't want to watch all the cutscenes. What do you
No, I
want?
want the cutscenes to be less. Like, all right, let's take like the
Or
two
more
Spider-Man
informative.
games, man. Like most of the cutscene in the first one took place while you were playing. It felt fluid. In the second one, it stops you a lot to do stuff, and I don't like that. It feels very jarring.
That's funny. Now that you bring it up, I thought it was funny. I was in a dialogue in Final Fantasy 16, and my wife walks in and goes, "Damn, is that what the cutscenes look like?" I'm like, "Nope, that's gameplay." I'm like, "Welcome to Final Fantasy." But no, like I'm there with you though. It's you want the story to happen naturally in front of you, or you want your cutscenes to be impactful enough that it's worth watching.
Yeah, the cutscene should be a punch. They shouldn't be trying to supplement the gameplay to tell you things.
Yep.
Like the game shouldn't stop and say, please go to www.sony.thisgame.com and read the lore for the next 20 minutes, and then we'll allow you to have a code so you can continue playing. Fuck.
You know,
What in the world?
I can actually see that happening at some point in time.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, it would drive traffic, but jeez.
You know what though?
You have to take a quiz and like scan a QR code and you can keep playing and shit. Like, what the fuck, guys?
You
That's
know
what it feels like to me sometimes. That's what it feels like.
You know what feels like that to me right now? Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I'm no longer excited for Rebirth. And I'm just like,
It's like
It is a lot of cutscene. It is a lot of cutscene.
It's
That's
not
one
even
of the
the
things that
cutscenes.
really made me notice it.
it's not even the cutscenes. It's we're glad you enjoyed the first chapter. Get ready to spend $80 so you can enjoy chapter 2. We're not telling you how many chapters are coming.
yep, I'm not about it. I'm just
I'm
yep.
going to wait for every chapter to come out, and then I'm going to wait for the entire thing to be like $50, and then that's when I'll buy it again.
See, that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna be like a 70-year-old man before it's all
That's
gonna
what I
be
was
the same
about to
console.
say, man. You might be in the dirt.
You know
You know
what?
what they're gonna do? They're gonna release. What is it like? I don't know, like the super edition, and it's gonna have all the games, all the chapters included into one massive pack. So you can buy it all at one time, but it will still be like $1,000. So then you gotta wait for that to go on sale,
And I will
come
wait.
down in price.
I will wait. You know what? Like if I need a Final Fantasy VII fix, I'll go play Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh, maybe we should do that with all the remakes and remasters that come out. Just play the old one. That's fantastic.
Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes that's a very bad idea.
You know
Sometimes
what's
people don't
funny?
have all the consoles necessary to do it. Some people don't have the old consoles still. So I'm like, well, that's not my fucking problem.
Sometimes, like, until they do a remaster or a remake, that game is unplayable because it's not even available for sale anymore. They have to buy the rights to do it.
How you get
Yeah.
around that is,
Pirate.
you go get your eye patch and a hook, and
Yo ho, yo ho.
I ain't
or
pirating shit. Not pirating a goddamn thing.
or you install the old version and mod it because those
Install
modders.
the old version and mod it in. So like, I want to say, I'm not against pirating. I understand pirating is sometimes is necessary, but I'm not gonna let pirating is too risky. I'm not gonna let some stupid thing just.
I wouldn't do it with a
Fuck
AAA
up my
title
system.
today.
Huh?
I wouldn't do it with a AAA title today. I'd do it with a 20-year-old game that I can't find on the market anymore.
Yeah.
I do because I'm trying to play GTA 6 early, so I'll pirate GTA 6.
Well, when you break your PC,
I don't know, man. Like,
All the malware
sad.
with that one. And all kinds of diseases coming in that file.
yeah. we
so like I saw this dude post earlier. Like he had like some what is it like a watermark on his background. He's like, I have this weird watermark on my background. I don't know how to get it away. I don't know where it came from. Someone's like, did you pirate a game? He's like, yeah. And you're like, you might as well purge and refresh, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. You're,
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No.
welcome to the modern age.
You think a 4090 is expensive? Buy a 4090, then pirate some shit until it breaks.
Or I could just not, you know? I'm just going to not on both accounts.
You see, like, I kind of like want to use one of the main, or I don't know, the full extent of PC and start, emulating games. Like, I don't need to buy a Switch, so I want to buy, I want to get an emulator and use an emulator. But then, even still, like some of the legit emulators that I've seen people recommend, I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
is it sketchy?
It's always sketchy.
Well, yeah. I mean, pirating or emulating anything is always sketchy, but There's some out there that are actually like, they're all right.
I honestly think that if I get another emulator, it'll be because Windows has decided to start charging subscription fees, so I'll go install Linux and run a Windows emulator so I can continue playing video games.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's the way around it.
And then, if I need to, I'll run an emulator in my emulator if I want to play something old. Emulatorception. Anyway, we'll let you guys get to your stuff. We'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up there. We hope you guys enjoyed your time.
What?
That's all, folks.
I'm losing feeling in my cheeks, so it's time to call it. Thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you next week. Happy New Year.